Alright, Brew Chefs fan, this week we're doing an emergency episode. It's on the Dead Frog Ale. It's a, this week's episode is going to be the chocolate mint brown ale.
Folks, welcome to Emergency Brew Chef Dinner Party, courtesy of some crappy technology. Do a Dead Frog chocolate mint brown ale marinated local pork tenderloin wrapped in serrano ham, stuffed inside with some pistachio, mint, and goat cheese. Let's get on it. So you can get your butcher to clean them up for you, or you can just take the silver skin off yourself. Okay, so next we're gonna do what's called butterflying them. So we're just gonna make a little incision about 3/4 of the way through all the way. That's just gonna flop open like that. We're gonna cover it with some plastic wrap. Grab our super fancy hammer here because it's an ice cream scoop. And we're just gonna beat it out a little bit. Nothing like beating your meat when you're cooking with beer. Take that one into the marinating pan. Now we're going to take care of these other two and we're going to marinate them in some beer.
Sure is a good looking piece of meat.
3 big sprigs of mint. Break them up, get those oils flowing. We're going to grab this beautiful Dead Frog chocolate mint brown ale. Just pour that right over like that. A lot of people may not know is beer contains certain chemicals that help tenderize meat as well. Just gonna get in there, move this meat around, make sure it's evenly coated. Alright, so now we're gonna make the stuffing for our pork tenderloin. We're gonna take about 1.5 cups of fresh picked mint leaves, 2 cloves of garlic, and about 1/2 cup freshly hulled pistachios. Turn it on. Slowly we're going to add in oil. Now we're going to add our final 2 ingredients. We've got some peppered goat's cheese. Going to just add this whole tube. Some limoncello, fresh from Europe. We're going to add about a teaspoon of that. Cracked pepper. Oh yeah, that's good. So we gotta wait for this pork to marinate. AJ, you want a beer?
Does a bear poop in the woods?
I'm in. Here's yours, buddy. Cheers. Alright, so after these have marinated, we're gonna save the liquid and fire it all into a pot. We've added in our marinated beer with extra mint. We're gonna add in some organic chicken stock. Then we're going to add in about 1.5 cups of sugar. Exactly that much. So after you drained it off, we're going to lay these on some paper towel and just pat them dry. So each of these pork loins that are butterflied, we're going to cut in half to make into 2 portions each. To the inside, a little bit of salt, some fresh cracked pepper. Then we're going to take a scoop of this mint pistachio goat cheese stuffing, throw it right in the middle and roll it. Alright, so we got some local serrano ham that we're going to wrap this in for a couple of reasons. It's going to add a little bit of extra fat, a little bit of saltiness and smokiness, but also instead of me having to be all goofy and tie it up with butcher's twine, I figure why wouldn't I just wrap my pork in more pork? Fingerling potatoes here, and I blanched them off. I brought them up to a boil, turned the heat off, let them sit for 8 minutes. Now we've got a super hot pan. We're going to flip all of these in, and we want to get them all face side down. Check out the oil spits, which sucks because nobody likes a spitter. So then obviously we're going to hit it up with some salt and pepper. We're gonna toss in a couple of sprigs of mint. Just twist and break. Keep this on the heat for about 3 or 4 minutes till they start to get nice and golden brown. Then we're gonna fire them into a 400-degree oven.
That smells so good.
Okay, so you can see right around here the edges are starting to go nice golden brown. That's about the time you throw it in the oven. Okay, so we're gonna take our Serrano wrapped pork tenderloins. We're gonna lay them seam side down in a nice hot pan. So they've been in here for a couple of minutes. Once they start getting crispy, we're gonna flip them. These bad boys are gonna go into the oven for about 13 minutes. While we're in the oven, we're gonna take our potatoes out. We're gonna give them a little toss. See how they're nice and golden brown everywhere now. Fire them back in there. Okay, so these bad boys have been in here about 13, 14 minutes. Now we're gonna let them rest. What that's gonna do is let all the juices settle out, so when we cut them in half, they don't just bleed everywhere. All this flavor that's in there, I'm gonna leave that in there, put it back on the heat on high heat. And I picked up some really local BC grown wild rapini today from my market. I'm just gonna fire that in there. So this is really bloody hot. Take your towel, drape it over it. That way when you go to grab it and mix it up, you're not gonna do what I did 5 seconds ago off camera and scald the palm of your hand. So once these have rested for about 5 minutes, we're gonna take them out. We're gonna take a nice sharp knife. We're gonna cut them on the bias. That gives us a little peek inside. See how awesome that is.
Hold on.
Alright, Brews Chef fans, we're gonna plate this up. Emergency dinner, Brews Chef styles. Some mint roasted fingerling potatoes. Some BC wild rapini.
Yes, no, I did. He was showing it to me when he was trying to put some.
And we're gonna take our pork tenderloin here, fire it right on top like that. This nice chocolate mint brown ale, almost a glaze. It's really nice and loose.
Try, but you don't know when to draw the line. Those looks you giving me.
Alright, welcome to the emergency episode, Brew Chef fans.
We're having pistachio and mint stuffed pork tenderloin wrapped in local Serrano ham. Doing it with Dead Frog chocolate mint brown ale. Okay guys, cheers. Let's dig in. All you folks, don't forget to subscribe, follow us on Twitter, Facebook, send us emails if there's anything you want to see.
Be sure to share on Facebook.
You think it's a game, baby, it's a crime for all eternity. I'll be doing time. I don't know what to say, I don't know what to do. I'm not supposed to be thinking about you. I can't stay, I had to get away. Temptation's leading me the wrong way. It's not right to think of you at night. I gotta get away.
Alright guys, here's our emergency episode.
Is that filming it?